Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Things are falling apart in Kenya Kwanza. The center can no longer hold. Things are falling apart. In the past few days, weeks, and even months, various groups across the country have been demonstrating against Ruto's government. And today, a group took to the streets of Nairobi CBD demonstrating against Ruto. Let's put all that into perspective for Kenyans to understand what that means politically. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. If you listen to Kenyans demonstrating today, and you listen to Kenyans who were demonstrating last year, they are raising somehow similar issues. The high cost of living, heavy taxation, corruption in government, tribalism in government, unfulfilled promises by Ruto's government. Those are coming to me as the constant issues Kenyans keep on raising. That in itself confirms William Ruto is not listening to Kenyans. So the issues Kenyans are raising, his government is not addressing those issues. That's something coming out very clearly. And I won't be wrong to say that Ruto is not listening to Kenyans because he's out of touch with the ground. His foot soldiers on the ground are misleading him. They are telling him that he has the people on his side, but the truth of the matter, the people in Ruto are reading from two different pages. So William Ruto should stop listening to some of these his foot soldiers surrounding him. They are just there to make money. They don't care whether William Ruto delivers or not. As long as they are getting their own personal benefits, they don't care what the ground is saying. And a good example are these Azimio members of parliament who crossed over to join Kenya Kwanza government. It's very clear that in the areas they come from, the ground was against their crossing over to Kenya Kwanza. But they ignored that ground and crossed over to Kenya Kwanza. That confirms that these leaders surrounding William Ruto, they don't care what the ground is saying. And they are clearly misleading William Ruto, and they are making William Ruto very irrelevant on the ground. Look again at these finance bills of last year and even this year. It's a fact. Kenyans on the ground are against those bills, but these members of parliament are not listening to Kenyans. They are supporting the bills. Another confirmation that these leaders surrounding Ruto, they are not representing the interests of their people, but their own personal interests. And that can be the reason why again they're misleading Ruto. And we also know who Ruto is. Ruto is coming out as a person who can't be advised. He's just unadvisable. You can't advise him. So it might also be possible that some of his allies might be advising him, but he's not listening to them. But I highly doubt that. These people don't have the courage to speak truth to power or to Ruto. So they are misleading William Ruto, and Ruto equally is not listening to the ground, because again, he does not need advisors to know what the ground is saying. He campaigned on a hustler's platform. He should be very sensitive to what the ground is saying. Ruto himself has admitted that Kenyans are calling him Zakayo. So he understands that the ground is complaining about his tax policies and on how he's running his government. But still, he has refused to listen to Kenyans. So it's clear he's reading from a different page to that of Kenyans. Ruto will wake up when it's very late to realize that the ground left him long time ago. And with what is currently happening in Kenya Kwanza, the infightings, these are just helping in making William Ruto more and more unpopular. And from the look of things, the opposition side should keep their silence. And if you look at Raila supporters, that's the message they've been sending to Raila Odinga. Keep your silence, our hero. Keep your silence. Raila spent a better part of his political life fighting for the common good of the common people. But when it comes to the right time, when the people should actually thank him for always defending and speaking for them, the people normally looks the opposite direction. And when I talk about the people in this case, I mean the mountain people. Across the country, Kenyans have been appreciating the work Raila Odinga has been doing. But it appears the mountain has never appreciated that. And that's why after every election for about now 15 years, if you look at the time Uhuru Kenyatta came to power, now Ruto, the mountain has been making the same blunder. After electing leaders who cannot deliver, they now start crying out for help, singling out Raila Odinga to help them. Raila should maintain his silence, just as his supporters have been urging him. And it appears this silence is working miracles. My people perish for lack of knowledge. If the mountain cannot wake up, they will continue perishing. And I'm saying they are not waking up. If you look at this split between Ruto and Rigathi, I still fail to understand how a sane mind can sympathize with Rigathi or even sympathize with Ruto. These two leaders have proved beyond any reasonable doubt that they are not fit holding public offices. So as the split between Ruto and Rigathi widens, the mountain should not sympathize with any of these two leaders. What the mountain should be looking for is how to kick these two individuals out of power. If at all they want to get a solution to what they are currently going through,
Wamenitoa sasa kwa hasara, wameniingiza kwa chokora. Saa hizi sina kitu, nimeenda kuchokora. Ninarudi kwa street na nilikuwa hasora. Saa hii mimi si hasora, sina chochote. Bishop Margaret Wanjiru aliniambia tuko huku. Hizi ni vitu zangu zote, sina kitu, nyumba imewekwa chini.